Should I go out again?
Oh, I'm feeling the New Year's vibes. And even though it's 2026, Tori's internet is from 2014, back when it was a big deal to have internet at your house. And somebody's like, I've got a girlfriend, she's in Romania. And she'd be like, I'm gonna do the sexy dance for you, but she'd do like this, and then it would freeze. He'd be like, I know where that was going, and then it would just go. That's where Tori, you have to log back off. And come back.
Okay.
And you might need to reset your router because it's really slow.
Okay.
It's like maddening.
Okay.
All right, Michael Dean, jump on in here. Everybody loves you. Anyway, get in here, man.
Hi, guys.
Michael Dean, and we're gonna leave Tori's frozen face there. Colleagues, we're gonna we appreciate you guys giving to the show, but we need you to just send all your funds to Tori's internet provider. She lives in a major effing city downtown, and your Wi-Fi is this bad. Are you okay? There we go.
We're back.
Tori, turn off your phone and it'll be better.
Okay.
Yeah. What's happening over there? Okay, there we go. Okay. Talk to us in real time.
Let's go.
Happy New Year, Tori.
Happy New Year, you all.
Yes. All right. Yo, welcome to Friends from Work 2026. So great to say that. Oh my goodness, Tori, lots has gone on. I feel like we haven't seen you in a dog's age. What's going on, girl? You're frozen again.
I know.
Just put the egg icon up and just talk.
Hold on. Trying to find other networks.
You don't have your own network? Are you using your neighbors?
No, of course
That's got
I have
some catchy name like "May the Force be with you." Okay.
Let's see.
Jags, so far, first of all, what's up, colleagues? Happy New Year, straight up. Missed y'all. Love y'all. Yes, Gabriel, Tori is probably on our neighbors, and it's just frozen with her reaching for it. Tori, you got to come back, babe. You got to come back. Okay. In the meantime, I'll tell everybody about my travels. I got back yesterday. Michael Dean, you popped back on. Tori's not coming for a long time. I got back. First of all, what's up, bro?
How are you?
Good. You were saying like you did a rare thing where you finally got some sleep this morning. You worked too hard, man.
You're looking good. Yeah, this was it was a long weekend. Mitchell had been out of town with family in Arizona, came back, so we made up for a lot of lost time this weekend.
I think that's what the break is for. And I don't know, it seems like things are kind of regressing to the norm where even though during the break it's like, oh, we could get more work done. I felt like a lot of people really did take some time off, which was good, including Tori's internet. Tori, if this isn't working, that's the end of the show for you. No press.
Oh God. I think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah? How you feeling, Tori?
I feel good.
Okay. Okay. It's all right. Tori, you're doing good. Okay. Try just not to move a whole lot. Okay. I was catching up with Michael Dean. Emlo said I got out of frozen Cleveland. Emlo, you have no idea. Tori, I got to tell you, first of all, shout out to everybody that came out the shows. Toledo, New Year's, Cleveland, Key West, and this weekend in Steamboat, where I ran into a DBL super fan. Super, the one we tried to call. I tried to FaceTime you with her. Remember me and Sarah texted you?
No,
this
but
weekend.
You didn't FaceTime with me. You just told me about it after.
Yeah, no, we were going to, and then as soon as I saw her, and yes, Friends from Work show. It wasn't my first time, but I think it was my first time at Steamboat. I don't remember doing the show, but it was great. But yeah, really quickly, I fly from Key West to Cleveland because I like to do comedy shows in wildly different climates, and I get to you know, and first, I don't know, Space Alien says I low-key look like Stevie Wonder. He's a beautiful man. He has a weird goatee. I feel like that was a shot, but if you're calling me Stevie Wonder, I mean, he make songs to the key of life. Like, that's no shade.
I thought he was talking about me looking like Stevie Wonder.
I could see me, maybe. I don't know.
It's you.
But yeah, so I get to Cleveland and I'm texting my boy Mark, and he's like, you know, I'm like, hey man, coming into town. I hear you. He was like, oh, I'm gonna be out of town. So I was like, oh, instead of getting a hotel, can I crash at your house? So he's like, sure, crash, you know, and do crash there. And so I get to his house, and I'm thinking it's just me, and I hear somebody upstairs. And so I'm like, all right, maybe my friend's still here. So I'm like, hello, nothing, but I still hear footsteps. And so I'm like, all right. So I'm just laying on the couch, like kind of going to sleep at like, it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just kind of look into his vestibule, and my friend is just standing there. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, you just told me to come over. And he was like, I didn't know that was today. And I'm like, yeah, it's like 4:30 in the morning. So I haven't seen this man in a couple years. So we hug, say what's up. And then like he goes, man, snowing like crazy outside. I got a flight in a second. Can you take me to the airport? I have not slept. So I'm like, sure. So I drive the homie to the airport. We were so late. He told me, we got in the car, and I was like, what time's your flight board? And he's like, 5:20. It is 5:06.
Oh my God.
We are 35 minutes from the airport. He lives in the suburbs. And so I'm driving. I have not slept. It is a driving snowstorm in my hometown of Cleveland. And he's like, dude, you're driving like a grandma. It's a truck. Go ahead. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be on a police blotter doing like 75 on a sheet of ice. And so went on, had some fun, did a show with my boy Ramon in Cleveland, and just kind of finished the stand-up tour off. Right now I'm back doing a show with my girl. And you know, it's happy. Well, I'm happy to be back with you and Michael Dean.
We're so thrilled. We're sorry about the ads, you guys. We do not plan the ads. We don't ask for the ads. We just wanted to let you know we're so sorry about it. Also, people are complaining about the ads. They're saying it's annoying.
I didn't even know there were ads on the show.
Right. They don't pop up for us, but they pop up for everybody else. Also, I have a giant pimple, so please just everybody ignore.
I didn't see it until you turned, and then it was like looking at Jupiter. I was like, oh, that's how you teach kids the planets.
Jupiter.
I missed you so much, girl. How was your break?
It was great. I went to Florida, and every New York and New Jersey Jew and their families were there. And we were at Boca.
I kept tweeting that until I was deplatformed.
But it was like it was like all my camp friends, you felt like. But
oh yeah.
I got to hang out at the beach and at a pool, and then I went to DC for New Year's and got to hang out with my dad and sister, and I ate very well, and now I'm back. My dad is at the Tatiana Kennedy Schlossberg very intimate and private celebration of life that they're doing at St. Ignatius. Is that a saint?
Yes.
Okay, that's a saint.
It's a very famous high school in Cleveland too.
Oh, okay. In New York. And just devastated for her. She at 35, she died after having she just gave birth. They ran her blood because she was hemorrhaging.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know that.
And they found out she had, I think what my mother had, a form of AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia. And I'm so devastated for her family, for Caroline, for Eddie Schlossberg, her dad, and also Jack Schlossberg, who's running for Congress, is her brother. And
is that the kind of mavericky kind of one? Okay.
I kind of like him. He's so weird.
I think we cannot.
He looks like JFK.
Yeah,
or you know.
That's what the Democrats need, because we cannot keep Chuck Schumering it out. Like, it's actually against the law to invade Venezuela. And everybody's like, Chuck, get the F out of our face. And he's like, I will, but I'm very cross with you.
A strongly worded letter. I say.
I think Democrats have more leeway with their followers than they think, because
that's
the thing that Republicans, they realized way earlier. They're like, our voters don't give an F. You could kick a puppy through an NFL upright and they'd be like, it was a Democratic puppy. I'm glad he did it. Republicans don't care. God bless y'all. But Republicans, we got to get on that level too and just be like, hey, we got to, you know, and I think Republicans will respect this more. I don't think they respect Chuck Schumer. They need somebody. They need somebody.
Trump had Mondani over to the White House Oval Office because he liked the way he did things. Also, RFK Jr.
It looked like he liked a lot of things, Tori.
I know, he dressed
Tori, what was that?
That was so funny. It turns out it was like a scarf and not a turtleneck, but it really did look very similar. But
no,
just so
I'm talking about the Trump. He was in love with that man.
He was in love with him.
Tori.
The way he looked at him, I've never seen him look at Melania or any person really.
That's a great point.
Ever like just like so in love with
LeBron. Him. Yeah.
Like never before. I do want to say that RFK Jr., her uncle, this is Tatiana's uncle, was not invited. And I really think you guys should all read the New Yorker piece she wrote only about a month ago, Al, in which she says, I'm dying. I don't have long to live. And then in her beautiful essay at the very end, she starts talking about what cancer trial she was put in, and that if she were in the South or certain areas, her uncle has made it illegal for certain people to get those. And she also had to take the abortion pill because she was hemorrhaging after having Josie, and she wouldn't have been able to get that pill in certain areas of the country. And she fully blamed her uncle and called him out straight out. The whole Kennedy clan is very anti-RFK Jr. and they've come together. Kerry Kennedy, Jack, they've all come together. So it is very brave of her to have called out her uncle for that. And I think that, I just feel terrible. I feel terrible for that family. The curse of the Kennedys goes on, and it's not easy. It's just not easy.
That well, it's been an interesting. First of all, I do want to say this before we get to our main story. Shout out to 35 well-lived years.
Yes,
and I like calling it a celebration of life because you kicked ass, girl. In the 35 years you were here, you were a fucking boss. And Godspeed in your transition into whatever the next form is. So congratulations on a life well lived. Tori, let's get to it. All right, Tori. Something went down this weekend.
Was it in Cleveland?
No, it was the last weekend of the NFL regular season. And we also bombed a sovereign nation and went in and took their president.
That's right. It rhymes with Venezuela.
Yo, what was that? What did you make of all this? Where were you when you first heard the news? Like, what did you think?
So I was in DC, and you know what's funny is the paper didn't have anything on it that morning because he did it like very late. And I turned to my father, I'm sure all of you, and was like, hey, Dad, is this legal? Can you just like take another president from another country and then say you're going to run the country? And he goes, no. Like continued to eat his breakfast. Trump has said he's taking over. He's also claiming that Colombia will be next. He's looking at Greenland as well. This is a meme that I saw.
Cuba is I think Cuba is going to come before all of them.
America first. This is very like world domination. Darth Vader, the Death Star. He is not allowed to do this, and it's kind of a coup. And many people wrote on the Instagram that I always go to that said, the Venezuelan president was arrested before anybody from the Epstein files. So a big distraction for sure. Start a war when your economy is not doing well, when you might be deemed a pedophile. You do things that like this. Julia says, whatever's in the Epstein files must be horrific because Trump is going out of his way to distract. It is a big distraction. There's also rumors, Al, that the president's TikTok dances like really bothered Trump, and that this was also one of the reasons. But I think the main reason has 3 letters, starts with an O, ends with an L, and has an I in the middle, because there is oil to be had. So he said before we invaded, we had oil people going in, and after, we will also have oil people going in. So this is a insane distraction with a lot of gain that's highly illegal. You need Congress to start a war. It violates the Constitution. And just so you know, also, side note, Al, and then you can speak, the Kennedy Center, when he put his name on it, that's also a federal building and needs congressional approval. There's already a lawsuit out for it.
Right.
So
yeah, I think a congresswoman sued him over that.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah.
we did we kidnap their president, Al Jackson? The floor is yours.
We did, and his wife. Because keep it together, honeymoon suite. Look, Maduro's he's no saint, but that has nothing to do with anything. These are sovereign countries that deal with their own issues, especially domestic issues, domestically, internally. The idea that we, as a country, that our economy is struggling, there is and I hope I'm wrong about this, but a pending recession looming on the horizon. The idea that we think that we're in good enough shape to go run Venezuela, and it to describe such an incredibly large task with just such a vague term, like I'm going to run that. Like, just imagine if I just like went to your place right now and I just told Sarah, I'm going to run Tori's life. Like, think about all that would entail. And this is your one to the idea of, just all the first of all, not being elected by the citizenry. What we are doing.
He's not even a citizen.
Well, see, that's his point. He's like, I couldn't get elected because I'm just a random white dude in here running shit. And he has no interest in, fixing their healthcare or making their roads better, enriching the people. It's what we have done since day one, which is any place in which they are sitting on fertile ground, whether that's precious earth minerals or oil or poppy plants.
Right. Hashtag Afghanistan, the biggest premier of opium and poppy. By the way, I did hear from Michael Dean, Venezuela is the world's largest has the world's largest oil reserves. Right. Such a random country.
It was between, Venezuela, and they were also looking at, there's a small island off the coast of Africa. They were like, should we invade them? And they were like, no, we're going to leave. We're going to go to Venezuela. And good news, they have oil there. It is
oil and
corruption. Tori, I want to ask you this, because obviously the colleagues know how we feel, and we probably know how they feel about this invasion. But what do you think this means going forward in terms of like our reputation? Because we've always kind of ridden the coattails of World War II as being the world's police. Is this now the shift over into, there is no way that this can be justified? There is no way, because if this is done congressionally and they present reasons to the American public as to why this needs to be done, that's a separate issue. But just the way that this was done in the middle of the night, with no congressional support or vote, it's highly illegal. And do you think that now that he's talking about just invading other sovereign nations, are we just kind of taking grandma's coat off and just being the wolf now?
Yeah. I mean, and what do I always say? The 2 words about this president: no enforcement. So at some point, it's going to go to SCOTUS, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court, which he packed himself, and it will probably, they'll give him, there is 90 days that you can have a war with a president until it goes to the War Act of Congress that they need to approve. But he's just testing the limits. This is like a kid being like, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Who's going to stop me, Al? Who's going to stop me? I'm going to get the oil. I'm going to distract from the economy, distract from Jeffrey Epstein. War is good for business. If you guys didn't know that, it is very good for business in America. And it's highly illegal. And I mean, I imagine the UN will tell us that we've gone against international law. I mean, there's laws about this. Like,
yeah, this has happened. This has literally happened before. Yeah. And I think that what we are going to see is a repeat of what we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan.
And it does remind you of those other presidents that went in where there's oil. It really does. The last 3 Republican presidents. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I think what happens is, I mean, just like when we invaded and really destroyed the infrastructure of Iraq and looted Afghanistan, you know, a lot of American businesses had a lot of no bid contracts, and they went in there and they made a ton of money for schools that were never built, roads that were never constructed, electrical grids that were never built, running water systems that were never built or half built. And if they were or not, there's no regulating body to make sure that they were. So they made lots of money. What people don't understand, and what the American public started to grow weary of and grow tired of as it dragged on, is the 3rd deployment, the 4th deployment of all the people that are very like pro-Trump. I love this country, all this. When your nephew comes back from his 4th tour and he's not the same, when your niece comes back or your daughter-in-law comes back from their 3rd or 4th tour, they've missed their kid's, you know, 4th birthday in a row. Yep. I want you to keep that same energy, because what people don't realize is, like, in the moment, it's all rah rah, shut up libs, we got this. What you don't understand is it's easy to invade and take over a country that is kind of like a failed state, you know, which Venezuela very much is.
Yeah.
What it's very hard to do is occupy and continue to stay in a failed state, because they don't have the things that you need.
Yeah, infrastructure.
Right. Yeah. It'd be like, one thing is like, if me and my girlfriend decided to go, and I'm just saying this because we're going to go take over Michael Dean's place. He's got a nicer place than Sarah and I do. So me, Tori, and Sarah, Michael Dean, we're warning you now, we're coming to your place. First of all, I think he and Mitchell would kick the shit out of us. But let's just say we did it, Tori. We take out Michael Dean and Mitchell. Well, guess what? We're in a nice place. Water running. You know, exactly. Cable already hooked up. Everything's good. Wi-Fi. The harder thing is going to a dilapidated house.
Yes, exactly.
That hasn't been updated in 20 years. There's no plumbing. There's no copper wiring. It's no safe electricity. And now we're trying to stay in there, but we can't because Tori stepped on a nail, so she needs to go to the doctor. But there's no doctor around here.
Right.
Keep the same energy, Trump people. I get it. You want to tell everybody, shut up, America first. But when the people you love have to go over to a failed state and try and hold that down for year after year for no benefit, for no financial benefit of their own, I'd like to see how you feel then, because we saw how people felt at the end of Afghanistan when everybody's like, let's get out of there. Well, now it's us getting out of there. But the people that made the money, the people that got the contracts, the no bid contracts to make buildings that never happened, to make schools that were never built or erected, those people are all sitting somewhere in international waters, so they don't have to pay taxes to this country that you claim to love so much, the country that they claim to love so much.
I think that was a great point. I do have to say too,
I'm really smart.
It was a really smart point. Like, that was really good. And I hate saying that to you, but since Afghanistan is basically made up of like a lot of caves, and why do you think Napoleon couldn't do it? Why do you think the Russians couldn't do it in Afghanistan? Why do you think the US couldn't do it in Afghanistan? It is unlivable for people that aren't used to that way. And it's also unlivable to stay for long periods of time, just like Venezuela. I want to respond to some of these Trump people, because I appreciate you guys saying your opinion. Todd Reynolds says, we don't need the oil lady. How about ask the people that are celebrating this? I do have to say that any Venezuelan's probably terrified to go against what's going on right now, because there's, that could be dangerous for them. And two, you want to tell me that Trump doesn't want the oil and really make me believe you? Because I don't. I just don't. I think we've always wanted oil. I think that's why.
Tori, let me ask you this: what else would we be over there for? Would it just be to uplift their society? Like, I'm genuinely open to like somebody opening my eyes to this. I'm not professing to know everything about global politics, but it would seem that if you look at the last entanglements that we've had, Afghanistan with you know, with the poppy plant, opioids. You look at Iraq. Obviously, I think that situation speaks for itself. When you know, Vietnam, we saw a rise in heroin after that. Well, a lot of these places that we occupy also has stuff that we want. Sometimes it's geopolitical, sometimes it's like for military positioning.
Right,
but a lot of times it is for what's under the ground. And Greenland is rich in, I'm sure, a bunch of stuff. What does Greenland have, by the way?
It has oil. It has oil, and it also, Al, helps us in terms of space travel because it's so close. It's not so close. It's like we're right next door.
It's like right there, dog.
It's at the top of the globe, so it's like easier to do space travel with, especially for experimental stuff like that, for-profit stuff like that. But the minerals in Greenland are, I agree with Malcolm Gonzalez says, it's obvious, like Greenland and its minerals used to make cell phones. It's like petroleum, like Trump's cell phone company, you know, but yeah, both of you look under 30. Oh my God, thank you, 46 MD. I'm 43. Al is 107.
You shaved a couple years.
But you say you don't have a clue how the world works. We were on a national television show for 7 years that dealt with foreign politics, domestic politics, and we did it live. So we actually had to research, know our stuff. You couldn't find two more involved people that read the news than us two. I'm not saying we know everything, and I want to have a debate, but I don't think we're intellectually lacking in that way. What would you think?
I don't know. Who wants to say that they know everything?
Yeah,
we're all just, look. The interesting thing about people that say we don't understand how the world works, first of all, absolutely. I'm a dude from Cleveland, but we've been in these streets. I've traveled all over the world. I have friends from everywhere. We've been lucky enough to talk to a lot of people that do have a lot more experience in these areas than we do. But as citizens that attempt to keep ourselves as informed as possible, I'm sorry, I don't have security clearance, but I do have eyes, and it does seem very strange that all of a sudden we're in another country that has oil. It does seem like if you do look at our history, we are a country that is interested in a regime change, and a regime change that will benefit American business. This has been happening since I've been following since the 30s or 40s, when when the British initially tried to do this in Iraq. I mean, when you talk about
the Britons in India. I mean, the Brits tried to take over the whole world.
Where do you think British petroleum comes from?
Yeah, right.
How much oil is in the UK? That comes. Yeah,
in Nottingham Hill. There's a lot of oil.
Yes, and it's just so funny. It just runs off the British petroleum. Like what? So yes, really, if it simplifies down to a lot of countries that are under a social or a communist model. They don't want to lend themselves out to foreign business and give their product away. They want to split that up amongst the people that live in that country. So you have countries that don't want to really do a lot of business with the U.S. And because of that, those countries are kind of ostracized. That's where you get a North Korea from. That's where you get a Cuba from. They didn't want to give us their cane sugar for pennies on the dollar. And that's why Cuba's really messed up. There's a reason that you can go to South Korea right now, and it's beautiful. North Korea, not so great because they didn't want to play ball. And it no matter how you feel about it, there's a pattern here.
Yeah.
We are a country that it's almost how the mafia does it. Either your Tories record shop does business with us, or you got a broken window every Friday.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do it? It's not this really
and that's definitely
a difficult thing to conceive.
Yeah, that's definitely how he Trump does that. I mean, he's like, I'm going to break your windows if you don't pay the. I mean, that's definitely. I wanted to tell you guys they tried to recreate the Obama picture. I'll end with this. The Obama, remember he's in the war room when they're killing Osama bin Laden watching. Yes. So Trump badly wanted that picture recreated. So the picture, if I wish I had it and told Michael Dean, they're in a skiff, which is a secure location with curtains all around them. And they're all like doing one of these, Al, and the screen behind them was just them on Twitter Googling Venezuela.
Oh my.
Like just searching for Venezuela.
Turns out we're not the only one that don't have a clue about the world, huh?
Like no one checked about the screen.
That would be the scariest thing.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are doing that now.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I'm like, why is that on screen? So anyway, yeah. So that's what we have to say. I'm sure there'll be follow-ups, but this is again distraction, oil, money, power, and then who's going to enforce anything? Who's going to stop him?
That's
you
right.
tell me.
Who's going to stop him? All
That's
right.
right.
Well, Tori, we're going to stop that to talk about this. Tori,
Hey.
it's time for some vibey sports. Talk to me, girl.
What about that field goal? The Ravens lost getting into the playoffs from the field goal. I'm worried about that kicker.
You should be. And that's kind of what I want to talk about because, you know, they're calling this Black Monday, not because it's the Monday after Kwanzaa, but it's because a lot of coaches lost their jobs, including the Cleveland Browns coach. Kevin Stefanski is out of there. So I do want to talk about the coaches being fired, but Tori, I want you to take this time to talk directly to camera to the kicker. His last name was Loop.
Yeah, it was Loop.
He was the Baltimore kicker. Yeah, and he replaced the kicker that was removed from the team because he was exposing himself at massage parlors and completing his field goal missions regularly.
Loop?
No. That's why he's there, because they had another kicker. It's famous. His name was Sarah will tell me a little bit. What was his name? He just
not the famous one with the S.
The famous kicker. He's going to be gone.
Not the famous one. The one I like from the Patriots.
Justin Tucker. Thank you, Slapshot. Justin Tucker. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, but they had to remove him from the team because he was also on the Hall of Fame of a lot of massage parlors, in which they'd be like, "Hey, sir, can you not?" And then they'd have to get a rag and some Windex. So they had to get.
I don't understand.
And so like they got the new kicker, and Loop is gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna make y'all forget about Justin, and I'm gonna kick us into the playoffs." Only he missed. So Tori, take this second to talk to Loop and just tell him that it's okay. And there's always next year.
Okay, I just have to say this really quickly. It's not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. That was a loss that you'll remember, like from Ace Ventura. What is it? Laces out.
Laces out. Yes.
Laces out. He's a rookie. Thank you for saying that, Jag. This is going to take psychiatry. This is going to take.
I think so. It looked like I'll say this, Tori, and don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah.
It was the first time I've seen in a professional game, and anybody that saw that game, it looked like he was crying on the field. And usually professionals, he like was holding his face mask, but he was pressing his eyeballs because I think the tears were coming down. And honestly, friends from work show, I do think you could get PTSD from this. This is a very traumatic situation.
People have killed. Remember in soccer, I think it was Colombian soccer player.
It was, yes.
They killed him because he shot a goal in the wrong goal. But
yeah, there's a documentary about that. And he was amazing at soccer. He was amazing. Yes.
So just
I think he was killed when the plane landed.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. With trauma, the stakes usually are really high, and this was to get into the playoffs. He's going to just replay the kick, the moment, the feeling, the sensation, the feeling of the grass. Like he's just going to overdo this, and it becomes PTSD for sure. So I wasn't kidding. Like I bet he has to go on medication, therapy, and there's also new things like TMS or Exxon Mind that change the neural pathways. And I mean, I just hope he gets the help. I mean, the coach was holding on to him as they went into.
Yeah, he was holding him under the arm the way you escort somebody out of a bar when you go, don't make a scene, let's get out of here.
Yes.
Like, I have not seen that in a professional game. It was very,
no.
There's a part of me, Tori, that because I think I'm a live performer and I know that like sometimes you'll say something and you're like, you can't take it back.
Totally.
This isn't something where it's a podcast and we can edit it and just like, if we say something live and it goes out, it just goes out. So I have a little bit more empathy for people that like have to perform in the moment and understand that like, and what I was telling Sarah and colleagues, you guys will remember this just because y'all watched the whole game. Don't forget the reason he was able to kick, he was about to kick that game-winning field goal is because the Steelers kicker missed the extra point. He was about to be
that
He would have had to move from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He would have had to move.
Wow.
Because the extra point is even less forgivable than a 40-yard field goal.
Right.
For a 4-yard field goal.
It was 44 yards. Okay.
Yeah. So right up until he missed that extra point, the Pittsburgh Steelers kicker's wife was on the phone with the realtor, dog.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here. Kids unenrolled from school. And then all of a sudden he's kicking it. And the other kicker is on a leather couch somewhere. So it just shows you how interesting and how quickly the pendulum of life can swing. Tori, can I see that pendulum? All right. So Tori, that's Corn is saying Steelers won't do anything in the playoffs. I believe it. This is a weird year for football where it doesn't seem like there's one definite team that's like got it. So I think it kind of makes it more interesting that, that there's no like team that everybody's like, it's a foregone conclusion they're going to win. So
the Broncos took the win. I was very proud of the Broncos. They're the number one team in the AFC West.
Yes.
Okay.
The West where you currently are.
Right. I did have to think.
You're literally, you can see the Rocky Mountains from your house, literally, and you still couldn't. And by the way, that's the only way that a non-real man like myself can tell, because people are like, yeah, you headed northbound. I'm like, I don't know, dog. I don't know.
I'm not Magellan. Why are you telling me go east? Like what? I don't know. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Tori, with this does not count as your vibey pick.
Okay.
But who do you think is going to come out of the AFC and the NFC in terms of football?
I think what do you mean? Like to play each other?
Yeah, for the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. I think it's going to be Denver, and then I do appreciate someone saying Seattle.
Okay. Who do you like on Seattle? Like, who do you think is really
John Madden Lee, he's good.
Yeah.
And Joe Laces, I hear it.
What about the Eagles? Do you think they have a chance?
Oh yeah, but I'm anti-Eagles because I'm a Patriots fan. So I've always been anti-Eagle, but I do think the Eagles have flown really high.
Okay. So you're thinking it's going to be Seattle and Denver. Now, who do you think the best player on the Broncos is?
That defensive lineman we all know.
What's his name? I don't know.
I don't even need to say it. It's like if you're buried under a rock, you would know it. In fact, his name is Rocky, the defensive lineman.
By the way, I do want to say this. Oh, Renee, I'm so mad at myself. I didn't get the video. I will have it tomorrow. Michael Dean, please remind me. Jacksonville, who has struggled for years, they had an incredible run.
The Jaguars.
They came out of the AFC South. Their quarterback, who was a number one pick from Florida years ago, he's like in the 7th or 8th year, named Trevor Lawrence. He's been kind of embattled because he never really lived up to the hype. And this year, he finally kicked all the haters, including myself, off the bandwagon. It was like, no, I'm balling now.
Okay.
And Tori, there was something really beautiful that happened. Maybe I'll try and send myself the video, but his teammates at the end of the game got him because, Jacksonville's like dirty South, Texas Panhandle, Florida. And no, it's not the Panhandle. I know it's further to the east, but it's kind of like, close to Atlanta, down south. They got him a grill.
That's so nice.
And like, I guess it was a meme that was going around that because Trevor Lawrence is kind of like, he really looks like
he's like cooking now. He's cooking. Is
no,
that why?
Tori, a grill like gold teeth, but diamonds like Paul Wall, not a grill like Black and Decker. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh. All right, now I gotta find the damn video now.
Bertha says I want to buy her used underwear. I hope you're saying about me. They are for sale if the price is right.
No, maybe she's saying she wants to buy them for you. Like, I want to buy you some underwear that are used.
Oh.
Because she's like, I'm not getting you brand new underwear.
Right. I don't know what you're into, but yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's a weird thing. So yeah. Look, we are not here to kink shame. I will tell you that.
Never kink shame.
Right now. All right, Tori, I do want to talk about this really
Tori
quickly.
Deserves new underwear.
She does. Tori's on TV for 7 years. For the love of God.
I'm still on TV.
Don't make you. Yeah, you're on TV currently. Oh, and The DBL superfan we ran into in Steamboat, she's like, I still watch Tori every day, and she's lovely. Like she was a crazy, insane fan. So yes, yes, let's do this. Okay. Oh, we get to use the food one. We never get a chance to. Where the hell is it? Here it is.
Oh boy.
All right, Tori. It's a sad day because Sprinkles Cupcakes, famous for its cupcake vending machines, closes after 20 years. No official reason given, and the fans are mourning a very specific chapter in the history of desserts. What is the new it dessert? People are saying it's the mini bundt cake. What movie is bundt cake famous from?
Oh, I know. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah, where she's like, I'll put a plant in it.
No, something about Mary. When the dog is attacking him in the kitchen.
Oh.
And remember, he's making a bunch of noise and he's trying to distract them to not come in because remember the dog, if the dog barked, that means that he wasn't a good guy. So he didn't want that old lady's dog to bark.
Thing, right?
Yeah, he gave it a thing, and they go, "What would you like to eat?" And he goes, "A bundt cake, if you have it." That's what I remember from. So, Tori, what is your go-to? Oh, and do you think Crumble is going to take this? Crumble Cookie is one of the Mormon cookie companies, right?
Yeah, they're on the outs, man. They're peaked. They've peaked.
Yeah. What's the new dessert thing?
Well, first of all, I just want everyone to remember Georgetown, where I live in DC. I don't live in Georgetown, but I live right by it. Had a lot of cupcake meccas, and for 1 year in 2000 something, people were out of their mind for Georgetown cupcakes, Magnolia Bakery cupcakes. I waited for hours for a Magnolia cupcake, and you know what? It was a cupcake. I think it was around 2006. I don't. No, I was in 2005 maybe, but people were insane about
Tori.
cupcakes.
Can I just say, because it always, you know me, I'm a hater, and it always sounds like I'm hating, which I usually am. But I do want to say this. One time I was in Chicago playing the comedy bar there, and the hotel was on Miracle Mile, and I was walking somewhere, and there was a line around the corner for this popcorn place in Chicago, and I'm sure it's fine, but I'm like, you're in one of top 15 cities on the planet, and you're wasting 2 hours
for popcorn.
No shade. I mean, maybe this is some amazing I met my wife here kind of popcorn.
Right.
But
right.
I'm like, dude, what? There's a thing where every once in a while, there's the it thing. And even you got swept up in it. You're like, I got to get this. I got to get this. Swept. What is it? And then you get it and you're like, this is a cupcake. It's good.
It was not even that good. I agree with someone who wrote that crumble cookies is too sweet. I don't love crumble cookies. And I think they're on their way out. I'm not putting I don't mean to be putting harm into that, but I do think someone wrote chocolate babka, delicious. I would love to hear, put in the chat what you think is the new it dessert, like Al asked.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, I actually would, because I'll tell you what I could see going for is I realized with a good dessert, sometimes these cupcakes, you're like, wow, this is really good. Oh no, I have 18 more bites of it. I kind of like little things like baklava, where it's just just enough where you're like, damn, I want one more bite. But then it's like being in love with somebody that doesn't give you too much, and you're like, hey, let's go to one more bar. And she's like, I'm busy right now. And you're like, I want nothing more than to spend one more second with them. But they don't give you everything.
No, that's
and
the
maybe I don't want everything.
Right. That's right.
Make me want to call you. Don't slam a giant cupcake where I never want a cupcake. Make me want more, boo.
Too much. Maybe apple crumble will become a thing. Froyo was huge. Remember? I spent so much money at Yogurtland. Oh my God. Yogurtland was where I lived in LA for a while.
Yeah.
AI says it was 2008 to 2011, which is a good 3-year run for the
That's a good run.
Great run. It's a great one. And brownies, I feel like they had a moment. But anyway.
But brownies, it falls into I have one bite and I'm like, it'll be one of the colleagues will bring a brownie. I'm like, that was a good brownie, Kayabu. Appreciate it. And then if they were now here are 3 more, I'd be like, oh no.
Can't do it.
I just want a little bit. That's why I like baklava. It just like makes you like, you have the coffee and you're like, oh Jesus, that's my last bite. But then you want more. I don't want too much.
That's right.
So yes. All right, Tori, let's
let's
do this because it ties right into what we're having a little chit chat about. Let's do this, girl. That's right, Tori. We're talking about dessert, and sometimes dessert can lead us all to Weygovy. Lots of divert, and look, no shade, buddy. I saw a picture of me on stage this week. I was like,
I saw myself once the other day, and I was like, Manjaro.
I was listening to a podcast, and there was this guy, and he was like, just as you get older and gain weight, even things that are beautiful make you mad. He's like, there's a picture somebody took of him walking his daughter hand in hand towards the ocean on the beach, and he was like, what monster took this picture of me? So yeah, it just like, as you get older, it just doesn't go away as fast. But Tori, now we got something to combat that. Weygovy is now a daily pill, dog. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a good thing, bad thing?
Great thing. I think this is fantastic. Now, we all called this on DBL. We even spoke about this. I said, at some point, somebody's going to make a pill out of this. So it's not the shot. It's going to be much cheaper to make. It's going to be much cheaper to get and much easier to get. At some point, Al, I wonder if there'll be over-the-counter things like this, but we don't know at this point. But I think it's fantastic. The drug really helps food noise. And I know family members that just have an ongoing food noise, and it's like an addiction.
Tell everybody what that is, because I didn't realize, but it's a really
I didn't really either.
Happy New Year, Beatrice.
Happy New Year, Beatrice. Did you make us smaller?
No.
Okay, I feel like we shrunk. Anywho, it is noise that's in your head, like if you're an alcoholic or you're codependent or anyone that has ruminating thoughts. Every second of every day, even when people are talking to you, you're like, what am I going to eat next? What can I eat next? What can I eat next? So it's insatiable appetite noise. And that's all you hear.
That was the first time, man. I thought it was BS, Tori. But then I was reading so many accounts of people saying, as they're eating lunch, you're like, what am I going to do for dinner? And I think it probably is like a longevity response from like generations ago, where it wasn't like I could just go out and eat. It was just like, okay, we just killed lunch.
Yeah, right.
We're cooking and eating that. We're going to be hungry. Where are we going to get our next meal? And I think a lot of that is just like biologically pre-programmed.
Absolutely. But some people have it way worse. Like they can't concentrate. And Weygovy, Manjaro, all these Ozempics, they take down that noise. They really turn down the noise. So I'm for this drug. It also helps people stop drinking. I think we have a major problem with obesity and alcoholism in this country. And there's this pill that so far has shown no real bad side effects. Now, it's been very young since we've tried this out, but I think it's been a life changer for a lot of people.
Can I ask you something that I saw on social media? And usually, you want to be like, oh, they're just hating, or I don't know if I like that take, but, we just take everything and take it and throw it at you and the colleagues. But it's something I said to Sarah after I saw it. And somebody was basically like, have you noticed that the body positivity movement has gone away now that Weygovy? All these stars that were like, I'm big and beautiful, and we supported them and support whoever you are. Damn it, be that. But it cannot be. It cannot go unsaid that a lot of the body positivity pioneers did jump on the diet pill, diet shot fad. So does that take away some of the credibility from you? Does that take some of their personal credibility away?
Not really. I think that body positivity is a really good thing, considering how young girls, especially young girls, are really traumatized by the amount of young, thin that they see over and over and over and over again. So I have no problem with that. I also have no problem with someone getting healthier and feeling better. So like, I don't have a problem with either. I do want to say there are side effects. I should not have said that. And I know people personally, but there's nausea, there's diarrhea, there's vomiting. You're absolutely right. But I meant that there's no crazy, death issues going on with some of the side effects. That's all. But I do want to say that I think it's fine to have body positivity as well as a way to help someone that has unending addiction or emotional eating, or they can't lose weight because of their body has an obese and it holds on to fat. I just don't see the shame. A lot of people have shame in it, that they are taking a shortcut. I think this is a miracle drug, and I've always felt that way. And I think it's an amazing thing that people are able to do.
Right. My only thing, and I obviously I think we feel the same about this, but I do like to always remember like what happened when some people, when influencers, especially fitness influencers, were like, you know, be body positive, but your cholesterol is high, your metabolism is slow, and they got attacked.
They did.
Those people did get attacked.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I do. Yeah, it was a time, and you know what they were saying is true. When you're overweight, your body does not work as well as when you're in tip-top shape. That's not even a controversial statement.
Yeah, you live longer, you have less problems with other things, comorbidities. I do want to say, someone said, Suicide Fox said, shout out, you guys are awesome. My wife loves your show and watch y'all on DBL. Thank you.
Yes. Shout out.
I was going to do a me. I don't know what foxes sound like, but anyway.
I don't think foxes sound like that. All right, Tori, I did want to ask you this, and it kind of leads us to something we love to do on this show. Let's do this right here. All right. I love this segment, and I love my people, my boy Vlad and those boys over at Spider Moving and Storage. Tori, hit him with that phone number.
720-545-3187.
All right. You're now doing it in a way where people are going to think that they're like moving is in quotes. They're like, how many movers would you like to come to your bachelor party?
Go in the truck. Go in the truck.
So
Kia, Kia says she loved watching us all on DBL too. Thanks, Kia. That's lovely.
We appreciate y'all straight up. And Tori, the reason I want to do moving on is because we had this when we were having the conversation weirdly about Weygovy. It made me think about something that happened when I was in Steamboat this weekend, and I wanted to get you and the colleagues' thoughts on it. Because we live in this world where there's like, oh, there's no judgment and love who you love and all that kind of stuff. I did the show in Steamboat at the first night. I did at a bar called Schmiggity's. So that's how you know I'm famous. Shut your face. And after the show was over, Schmiggity's turns into a super young. It's like the nightclub in this ski town. So, but it's like the young kind of young people bar. And as soon as I was off stage, Tori, 22-year-olds filled that place up, and I was so uncomfy.
Were you just so old? Did you feel so
Oh my God.
You're so old, Al. You're so old.
SAR said, because this is a ski town, so like there's young kids there. And so we went to this one place after my show on Saturday night, which was crazy. I didn't even tell you, was at the top of a ski mountain. And
yes, you took a gondola.
I took a gondola up. The actual the height was 9,200 feet above sea level.
So that's almost 2 miles.
Yes. So wow. I did it. So when we took the gondola back down to the city, everybody wanted to go get a drink. So, you know, obviously I went with everybody, and we walked in, and immediately it was a bar for like not only 20 somethings, but young 20 somethings. And I had two thoughts because, you know, I saw what like a 21-year-old like day of looks like. And when you see what they look like, you're like, oh my God. And it made me think about Bill Belichick.
Jordan Hudson.
Jordan Hudson is set 24. Bill Belichick, I think, is 73. Something around that.
Ew, David. Ew.
Yes. And everybody is like, Julia, Grandpa Al, I felt so old, and I'm 48. Next to a 21-year-old. I look like somebody should be reading a plaque in front of me at a museum. Like that's how old I felt in there. Like Sarah said, I would not walk because they were like, you can stand at the bar, and I was like, no. I walked. I didn't even go at the front door. I found a side door and walked out.
Because you usually want to stay and stick around and shake hands, but you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and it was just like, you know what I told Sarah? I was like, I don't want to infringe on young people's time to fall in love and get drunk.
Oh my God, you're not. You're not an invalid, Al. A 48-year-old can also go to the bar.
I'm in an iron lung.
You're not like in an iron lung. Like you're not on a walker and oxygen. Like you're fine to enjoy yourself a non-alcoholic beer, whatever it is. Someone wrote, Al, did your bones start creaking? That's so mean.
Julia, because Sar said that she heard somebody that was so young, they had their passport, and the guy was like, you're 20. And he goes, no, my birthday was yesterday. So he had just turned 21 that day. And I was like, I don't need to ever be around a 21-year-old. No, I can't imagine a circumstance in which we would, except maybe a TGI Fridays.
Okay,
and so they don't go in there.
My cousin is 23 and like gorgeous. And she took me out to her bar with a bunch of her friends. And I was fine with that. That was exciting to me, right? And at one point, I'm kind of drinking and guys are hitting on me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Still got it.
Yeah.
And a man looks at me and was so drunk. And he just goes, you look like an adult.
That's great.
And I was like, okay, bye. And then oh my God, I was so hungover the next day. Oh
I don't know. You like no, Julia, they didn't judge my clothing, but I think
they judge your clothes.
There is
knickerbockers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wasn't wearing like overalls. Yeah. But you know, it was more like I just felt like there's a reason that none of us are going to get off this podcast right now and go hang out at a playground. I'm sure it'd still be fun to swing. I'm sure it'd still be fun to go down the slide every once in a while, but we don't do that because that's for kids.
Yeah.
That's their time. I remember when I used to take my kids to the park and there'd be like some 15-year-olds here. I was like, if y'all don't get your old asses up out of here flirting with each other, you know, I'd be like, y'all get out of here.
It's a third space. They're not doing drugs. Everybody should be allowed at the playground except for single men. That's weird.
Yeah, there used to be signs at the parks in New York City where they'd be like, if you don't have a kid at this park, you cannot be in here.
Right. Yeah. That's okay. I would understand that. But can I just say, it's very hard to find a third space that's not your home or your work. People aren't going to churches or synagogues. So a brewski, a brewery, or a playground where kids aren't doing the drugs.
God.
I just think I used to play on the swings at like 18, although I was doing drugs.
Yes, you were. And Julia's like, did they call you ma'am? That's the thing. The bar doesn't want your old ass in there either, because that's how they get you out. They'll call you. They'll be like, excuse me, sir, do you need to charge your phone? Because I know you're not here to drink. Is your daughter here? Should we page her? Get out of here. Because like, I feel like my oldness drags down the bar. People are like, I was hanging out there. And then they like,
true.
I think there's some cops in there last time.
It's like a narc. One large alcohol, please. I think that the reputation of the bar is like hot young thing. But I think I can still fake it if I wore the right outfit.
Wait, Tori. Okay, so before we go, we don't leave the show just bitching. We like to have solutions. So what is the best normal third space for people between the ages of 25 and 64? Where can you see all those people and be like, this is normal?
Coffee shops.
Good call.
Yeah, I think
good call. Okay.
The new thing, and I also think you people work from there, especially after COVID. It's very remote. I think that, or like a cool bar, like a chill bar, not like a uncha bar, like something that plays soft jazz.
I will say, I do think that people tend to gravitate, whether they know it or not. I know I used to kind of like to go to bars where there'd be like some older folks in there.
Me too.
There used to be this really cool bar in Cleveland. It's not there anymore. It was called the Lion and the Lamb. And it was kind of like old school bar. Like they had like a brass railing, and the brass railings had like lion heads on it. Yeah. And it was like they poured, this is Ohio, but just the bartender, Michael, would just be like, what up though? But it was like my Aunt Valerie would be there with me, but they were like young, people in the 20s that were home from college drinking in there. And I kind of like that we're a village, and like around the watering hole, everybody doesn't look like you. I don't like this world we're getting in into that is more and more homogenized, where it's just like all my people like the same political candidate. We go to the same bar and cheer for the same team. I'm like, what kind of new world order bullshit is this?
Yeah,
I kind of like different looking people around.
Now we also, Sar just wrote in, hi Sar, honey, that trivia activities
Good
like
point.
Trivia, Sar, smart idea. We actually all have a trivia team with a bunch of other people. And Michael Dean writes in and says, I could see Tori now hanging out at a piano bar. I would not mind a little tinkling of the ivories.
Tickling, not tinkling of it. That sounds like you're being indicted. Tori's been indicted for tinkling the ivory several times.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. She's peeing on them.
Yes. You know what? I think.
Cigar bar? I went to a cigar bar to prove I was with 4 dudes and I wanted to prove that I'm one of the dudes. And I went to a cigar bar and had a cigar. And I was like, this is awesome. And I was like,
yeah, I don't know. So many men have confessed to me that they're like, I don't like cigars, but it's just like this thing where everybody's like, would you like a cigar? And you're like, I sure would. And you're like, Jesus, I don't want this. I don't want it. It's like, tastes like
dizzy and nauseous.
Smoking old newspapers from the 40s. I don't want it.
It's terrible.
I don't know. Like you don't inhale. I'm like, then what am I smoking it for? Just blowing the air right out of it?
Right. And can I say that like I inhale like a little bit because how else are you to get the cigar thing flavor?
You know what I do like, and I can't lie. I never go there, maybe, but you know, I don't mind a little hookah every once in a while.
It's not bad. I do
like hookah gives you a little bit of the buzz. And you're like, hey.
Right. And it's like green apple and you're outside and it's usually balmy out. I did want to say theater. I also sing in show tunes. Someone wrote, there's nothing worse than a woman trying to be a man. I think there's worse things.
I'm going to highlight a couple battles here. 100,000 lost. He's like, did you see that chick over there?
That's the worst thing. But I do want to let you guys know that I went to see Guys and Dolls, and it was, I wish the theater would get at Shakespeare Theater in DC. It was Broadway. They're going to Broadway with it. It is so good. And I just thought, I wish more, it was all older people at the theater. I really want to see more young people at the theater.
What do you think they could do to get more young people in there?
Well, you can make the plays more interesting and you can make the ticket prices lower. And they're doing something called it's something called student matinee, where kids that would never have gone to the theater are getting full free tickets to go.
I love that.
Busing them in, and it's so freaking cool. And they would never have had the opportunity to go. And they're all getting, so we actually donated after Guys and Dolls. They said, we're doing student matinee, make a donation. And I just thought, what a great idea to get kids. What if you wanted to be an actor, but you'd never been in a theater and you didn't know? You didn't know.
I think all the things that we're like, when we see people with these jobs, you know, it's just like a lot of times when you go, oh, how'd you get started? You'd be like, I didn't even know that a live broadcast had a director.
Yeah,
but my dad's best friend used to work for CBS Sports, and he took me on the truck in 1994. And now I'm the senior director of the. You have to see this kind of stuff. And I think there will be 60% of people who go to the theater and be like, okay, and then never go again. But there's some people that'll walk in and be like, my whole life has been leading me up to this point.
100%. And
absolutely.
I think stuff like student matinee where it's free, but lowering ticket prices for an afternoon show. But also, there's also organizations that take you, if you've wanted to go for a job interview, they do like a fake job interview where you go to a business, you wear a tie, you sit down. Like, what if you've never been exposed to that kind of weird, corporate world? And you're like, it's so nice to have you be able to practice and get comfortable, because that's such a unfair disadvantage. So I just love things like that. Yeah.
Aren't all disadvantages unfair?
No.
Okay. I love you. And I love the colleagues. Guys, we are so effing happy to be back. And we'll be back when? Tomorrow. Please remember. And I'm gonna quote Brandon James, because he always reminds us, smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
please. And it helps us in the algorithm. Tell a friend to tell a friend that it's them again. That's from a rap song. Do you know what that song's from?
Yes.
What is it?
Tell a friend.
That was it wasn't a hit song like they thought it was going to be, but actually that would be kind of a dope song, like tell a friend, like how dope
Totally.
I kind of like. I wish I want to make fun of it, but I kind of like that.
Don't let my career end. You better go tell a friend. What?
And on that, guys, if you choose to come back tomorrow, that's on you. You saw how we ended, and if you come back tomorrow, then you can't complain. So on behalf, Michael Dean is back in the building. Tori is back. I am back. We're ready for Big 2006. Shout out, SAR. Shout out to the colleagues. We love y'all, and we will be here tomorrow.